Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Ginger Pierce, and I'm one of the travel agents with Marvelous Mouse Travels. We are the agency that runs this Facebook group, along with several others that are focused on different destinations. Welcome to Sundays with MMT. This is a weekly live agent panel video series that we do in one of our Facebook groups and also stream on YouTube every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we are really excited to be here tonight in this group to talk with our team, a team of our agents who just returned from a training trip to Moon Palace, Jamaica. So they're going to give us an overview of that resort and all of the great things about it, which I'm really excited to hear about. And I hope that you are too. We are using a platform called StreamYard to go live this evening. And if you're watching us on Facebook, StreamYard might ask you to approve it to display your username and profile picture if you would like to post a comment or ask a question. Just know that you can decline that permission and you can still post anonymously with us. But we would love to take your questions. We would love to hear your comments. If you have been to Moon Palace, Jamaica, we would definitely love to hear about that too. So feel free to chime in with comments at any point, and we will come back and address those towards the end of our video. So I'm joined tonight by three of our marvelous agents. Ladies, thank you so much for being with us tonight. And please take just a second to tell everybody your name, how long you've been with the agency, and the best way for people to contact you if they're interested in planning a trip.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Casabrea. I've been with Marvelous Mouse Travels just over 7 years. And the best way to contact me is my email, scasabrea@marvelousmousetravels.com.
Hi, my name is Alicia Harriman, and I just celebrated my 1-year anniversary with Marvelous Mouse Travels. And the best way to contact me is my email address, alicia.harriman@marvelousmousetravels.com.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Young. I have also been with the agency for 1 year. The best way to contact me is also my email. It's tiffany@marvelousmousetravels.com.
And again, my name is Ginger. I have been with the agency just under 5 years, and the best way to reach out to me is to visit my blog, which you can find at gingermmt.com. So, ladies, I think the first thing that, people often wonder about when they're trying to choose an all-inclusive resort for their vacation is its general location. So, talk to us a little bit about where Moon Palace, Jamaica is in relation to the airport and how convenient it is to get there.
So I think the one of the things that sets Moon Palace Jamaica apart is the location from the airport, and unfortunately, it is a 90-minute transfer from Montego Bay to Ocho Rios. But with that being said, 80% of the activities and things to do in Jamaica are located in Ocho Rios, so you're going to have to make that trek anyway to experience as much as possible, as many things that Jamaica has to offer. And so you're going to be there anyway, so you might as well just make the trip to begin with, get it out of the way, and then you'll be able to not have to travel nearly as far for any excursions or anything that you want to do while you're there.
Absolutely. And, that's a great point because a big, I guess, feature that you're looking for is the convenience to excursions or different things that you might want to do off resort. And so, making that airport trek to be closer during your stay to some of those other things is, I think, a really good point. So let's talk about just the resort itself. Is this an adult, exclusive? Is this a family friendly? What type of resort is this?
It's a family-friendly resort. There was a lot for kids to do there, but I didn't feel like it was overran with kids. I mean, it was lovely. But there were definitely kid things to do. There was a splash pad, the pool that had the water slide. There was the playroom at the smaller kids where you could leave them there for the day that had a lot of activities to do in it. There was even like a jungle gym. There was also the wired area for teens that had like arcade games that were all included. I think it was a pool table, foosball. It's definitely kid friendly.
Yeah, I would agree with that, saying that I mean, you wouldn't, it's not like that you're going to a resort that is targeted towards kids, but
Right.
it's definitely kid friendly. So if that's a resort that you would want to go to as a family, there are absolutely options for, you know, any aged children. Like Tiffany said, there's tons to do for little kids all the way up to the teenagers in the Wired Lounge.
Yeah.
There was plenty to do, I think, for children and adults. There were 2 clubs, a piano bar for the adults, the flow rider, which I'm sure would be a big hit with
Right.
teenagers. I mean, there was always somebody on there. And the kid area is just adorable. It has, like they said, like a little splash pad. And then the Wired Lounge, I was really shocked. Like my kids love an arcade, and for it to be included, I think was a big perk for kids.
And they also
Absolutely.
offer the babysitting services. Once the kids club closes, then you can do a babysitting service. And I want to say, like, I think we were all shocked when she told us what the price was. I think she said it was like $10. I'm forgetting now. I
I think it was
believe it was $10,
15.
$15 an
I think she
hour.
said it was 15 before 2 p.m.,
Oh, that's
4
right. Yep.
p.m.,
And then
and then
10 o'clock
after
at
that it became like
20.
25 an
Yes.
hour. Yeah.
But that was not, it was not per child. It was just per like family, which we
Yeah.
were really impressed by. So that's another feature too. If you want to do something after the kids club closes, then you can always use a babysitting service that they provide.
Absolutely. That's a great point. And talk to us a little bit about the rooms. You know, what type of accommodations are these? What sort of parties are easily accommodated here?
The rooms are good for families or adults. They have rooms with a king size bed. They have rooms with 2 double beds, but they also have the family suites where it has a room with a king bed and then also a room with the 2 double beds, which I think would be really good for families. Everybody has their own space. There's plenty of room. Um, yeah.
They have suites, like governor's suite and presidential suite. So in Tower 3, that was the tower that we were in. Every
Mhm.
floor, the very last room has a presidential suite in it, and that has there has a whirlpool tub that overlooks the water. There's either a French balcony or a walkout balcony in the rooms. And we had I'd never experienced a French balcony before. And we had a French balcony on ours. And it was amazing because it was almost like it gave us a panoramic view because we could slide the entire door open. So we basically had this, like, 8 foot high by like 12 foot wide, just like nothing. There was nothing there, so there was no like door frame or anything, and we could just like look out onto the ocean, and it was absolutely incredible.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I
even
love that.
the wall was clear too. Yeah. So it was just like the railing, but you could see pretty much everything.
That's awesome. Now, the number one question that we always get whenever we're talking about all inclusive resorts is the food. So tell me your experience with the food.
I thought the food was great. There was the buffet that was open for breakfast, lunch, dinner. There were down restaurants. We did the Momo hibachi for dinner one night, which was a blast. The guy that was cooking was so entertaining. Um, we ate at P one night. The food was really good there. There was like live entertainment. Um, I think my favorite, honestly, was the jerk chicken hut that was on the beach. The chicken was amazing. They also had like a fresh snapper fish that was fantastic. Um, what else did we eat? There was like a little snack bar area by the pool that had like great options, burgers, hot dogs, quesadillas, things like that.
There was also a
We
churro cart by the
Oh
pool.
yes, yummy.
That was delicious. We went twice.
That
Yeah,
was
it
so,
was.
yeah, that was so, and it was you could choose it. I'd never seen churros like this. So they were almost like a funnel churro, and then you could choose what like filling that you wanted, and he would just squirt it into the middle, and there was cream cheese, caramel, and chocolate. So you could have your churros stuffed with different
They were
flavors.
so good.
And I
Yeah.
needed to
I
try
got those.
all three. Yeah.
Yeah.
Caramel is my favorite on that one. So good.
Me too.
There was
Me too.
also 24-hour room service that you could order that had different menus for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then a late night menu you could order all night. And you were able to order your breakfast the night before and have a delivery time in the morning, which was amazing to be able to do that the evening before and then have it at your door the next morning at the time that you picked. So that was really great too.
We had, I think the last night, we went out and ate on, we had like a water view, and we were watching a very fun, appeared to be wedding across the water at the gazebo. It looked like a blast. We were contemplating heading over and introducing ourselves because it just looked so much fun. But while we were there, I think that might have been my favorite meal. I had a delicious pizza. I think it was a meat lovers pizza with mushrooms, and that was so good. And it was just like the view, being able to sit out on the water. It was like 10:30 at night. Everything was just so peaceful and calm. They had delicious salad there. And I'm bummed that I didn't go there until the last night because I definitely would have returned if I had gone sooner.
Awesome.
I agree.
Party
And
pooper
I did speak
that
with.
had a headache.
Oh, yeah. But I did
Missed it.
talk to the family from that party, and that was actually their welcome party. That wasn't even the wedding.
No way. We were
Yes.
wondering, we're like, that is too bumping of a party to be
I
like
know.
a reception or so that's really funny that you were able to get in touch with them afterwards because we were like, there's no way that's too cool of a party to be anything but the wedding reception.
Looks like Moon Palace and that family really know how to party. It
Yeah,
was
it was
amazing. The palm
amazing.
trees were lit. Yeah, it was
Color
beautiful.
changing lights, the DJ, and it was on a peninsula that had a gazebo. It just looked like a super fun time.
Yeah,
So now
we
I
did
want to get
contemplate
like renew my vows so I can go have a party like
yeah,
that.
we contemplated taking one of the stand-up paddle boards and just paddling ourselves over to the pier there.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of fun, talk to me a little bit about some of the activities that there are to do both for adults and for kids.
A popular one seemed to be volleyball, both water and beach. That was, it looked like there was a ball constantly flying over the net in both locations. They also had the huge water trikes that had like the giant wheels. People had those out. They had paddle boards out. Those were any non-motorized water activity is included with your stay. But for a small upcharge, for a small additional fee, they have a pool that they specifically can do the scuba diving training in. And I actually saw kids, I mean, pretty young kids. I was surprised. I would say probably maybe 10 and in there with the adults getting certified with the scuba. And so there's a pool on site that they get certified in and they start their initial training in, and then the instructor takes them out into the water. So that was cool that was all right there. Another activity was Dolphin Cove. That was really close by, so you could like sit on the beach and watch the dolphins, jumping up out of the water. That's something that the resort offered as well.
I
Awesome.
feel like the entertainment was great too. There was the nightclub that was an option. There was a piano bar. There was the loud bar that had karaoke one night. There was the Michael Jackson impersonation show. But the last night there was that Caribbean party, right? When we were there.
Mm-hmm. That
Yeah, it
one
was
was cool
definitely a
because that
lot
was like
to
a
do.
variety. It was like a variety show. They had at the Caribbean party. There were like flamethrowers and contortionists. One guy put himself through a tennis racket. He like climbed through a tennis racket. There were like balancing acts the night before. There was an absolutely amazing steel drum band, and then we were lucky enough to have them at our farewell dinner as well. I could have listened to them for hours.
Amazing.
They were so impressive. Yeah, lots of shows and activities too throughout the day, like Tiffany said.
Yeah, the entertainment was really amazing, especially for a family-friendly atmosphere, because it was still family-friendly, but it appealed to everybody. But you also had your adult areas. My favorite entertainment, I think, was the first dinner at Pier 8, the duet that was there, the two
Oh
people.
yeah.
Like their voice was amazing. Like
Yeah.
they did Ed Sheeran. It could have been Ed Sheeran himself there singing.
Yeah, and I think that I heard that they are not the like typical singers. I think that the person who was originally scheduled, and that was just like a work like another staff member who was like, "Hey, I'll jump in," and it was absolutely incredible. I was like, "Oh my gosh, he needs to like
The
go on
name
tour."
tag, and I'm like, yeah, yeah. Everybody there seemed to be talented in multiple areas. Like they weren't just,
Yes.
able to do one thing. And the people just in general were just so friendly, and like you never really met anybody that just didn't seem to be happy to do their job, or they were just super friendly and very interactive with adults and children alike.
That's awesome. Well, let's talk about the beach to kind of wrap up for tonight. Tell me about the beach. Is it swimmable? Is it a nice beach? What was your experience?
Yeah, that was the very first thing that I think that's probably next to the food, as far as client questions or questions in general. Next to the food, I think the second biggest question I get for all inclusive resorts is how's the seaweed, and I did not see like one speck of seaweed, and so actually I commented on that when we were doing the resort tour. I said, is this normal? Like, where's all the seaweed? And he and our tour guide said that they have workers out on the beach. If and when there is ever seaweed, their staff go out on the beach every morning and rake the beach up, and that they actually have staff go into the water with like floating rakes essentially and pull any seaweed that is close to shore. And it was impeccable. Like there was not, the sand was just, it was just perfect, and there were no leaves. Like if a leaf dropped on the ground, like somebody was there right behind that leaf dropping, like picking it up. It was really impressive how clean the
So
beach
clean.
was. It was and along those lines, with the staff outside, the wait staff that would either bring drinks or food or whatever it was, you did not see a plate on the like ground, a cup in the sand. You did not see, like wherever you walked, there was no trash, there was no dirty dishes. It was cleaned up as soon as somebody put it down. It was cleaned up. And so I think my biggest impression that was just how clean and well kept the beach areas were.
Yes, I agree. It does not attract any birds. There's nothing bothering you while you're trying to tan or lounge by the pool. And there is wait service on the beach and at the pool area. So they come ask you if you want it. They'll grab you something from the jerk hut. They'll grab you something from the bar, and then they clean up right after you. It was the clean, and no seaweed or anything like that. It was incredible. I was like, do you even get seaweed here? And also, like, it's very calm. So I wouldn't be afraid to have my kids playing in the water. It's very calm water.
Yeah.
There's no rough waves or really
There were
hardly
barely any waves at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think the only waves that ever came in were when like any boats were, because one of the excursions has like tubing or something. And so when there was a boat like out further and we're like, spinning people around in the tubes, there were some like gentle waves, but at no point
Yeah.
would I ever like second guess having my 3-year-old in the
Yeah.
water
It
with
wouldn't
me.
even knock a 3-year-old over. Like, no, it was
Yeah.
wonderful.
Awesome. Well, that's great to hear. Well, thank you guys so much for sharing your experience with us. And thank you all so much for watching with us tonight. If you happen across this video and it's no longer live, don't worry. It is not too late to ask a question. You can still pop those questions into the comment section. We monitor these after the fact, and we're happy to come back and answer those for you at a later time. Also, if you joined us a little bit late and you are interested in reaching out to one of our agents, you can find all of our contact information back at the beginning of the video. Keep in mind that it is the same price to book through us as it is to book, direct with the vendor online. But when you book through us, you are getting concierge level vacation planning services at no additional charge. So definitely reach out if you were planning a trip. We can help you with all-inclusive resorts to theme parks to cruises and beyond. We can get you pretty much anywhere that you want to go. But again, we thank you so much for watching with us, and we hope to see you in 2 weeks for our next episode of Sundays with MMT. I will personally be on a cruise next Sunday, so we will not have a session then, but we will be back in 2 weeks to talk about the Disney Wish over in our Disney Cruise Line group. So be sure to join that group if you're not already a member, and join us in 2 weeks. But thanks so much for watching with us tonight, and we hope to see you again really soon for another episode of Sundays with MMT. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.